Welcome students, myself Mrs. Globina Gomes. Today we are going to learn a very interesting and very important topic, that is interrupts in 8085 microprocessor. So kindly watch this video till end. Students, can you tell me what is interrupt? In English, interrupt means breaking the continuity or stopping the continuous process. Let's take an example. Suppose two women are talking to each other. An important discussion is going on between them. Suddenly, a boy came in between their discussion, because of which they have to stop their discussion for a short period of time and attend that boy. Now, in this case, because of boy, their discussion stops and continuity breaks. That is called as interrupt. Let us understand the definition of interrupt. An interrupt is a subroutine call initiated by external device through hardware or microprocessor itself. In this definition, I would like to highlight three words: subroutine call, hardware, and microprocessor. First, we will understand what is subroutine. Subroutine is a sequence of program instructions that performs a specific task. It is a sequence of statement that performs specific task. And subroutine may be called as a procedure, a function, a method, or a subprogram. You are familiar with a word function which we have already used in C++. For better understanding, we will take an example of C++. This is the example of function of C++. You know that C++ is higher level language, and the programs which are written in 8085 are assembly language program. Now, in C++, what is function? Function is set of statements which perform specific tasks, but it is not part of main program. It is written separately, and that function is called in the main program, and compiler compiles all the statements sequentially. Now here in this program, compiler compiles all the statements sequentially, but as soon as it comes to the statement where function is called, the control of the compiler goes to that function definition. So this is the function definition. What do you mean by function definition? It is a statement, or they are the statements where the function is actually written. Now, after compiling each and every statement of the function, the control of the compiler comes back to the main program. And this is how function works in C++. We call here as function, but in microprocessor 8085, or we can say in assembly language, we use function as subroutine. We use the word as subroutine. Now you must be understood what is subroutine. So interrupt is a subroutine call initiated by external device. Yes, it is subroutine call. But who initiates that? It is initiated by external device, that is hardware. So hardware, what are the hardwares? We know keyboard, mouse, etc. are peripheral devices. And microprocessor. So what is microprocessor? So it is subroutine call is initiated by instruction, that is software. Now we will see the another definition of interrupt. So interrupt is a signal which suspends normal sequence of microprocessor, and then microprocessor gives service and returns to main program. Now we are going to learn very important thing in interrupt, that is interrupt service routine, ISR. An interrupt is input signal which transfer control to specific routine known as interrupt service routine. Here you can see main program. In the main program, some statements are written. All the statements will be executed sequentially. That is statement 1, statement 2 and so on. But while executing the instruction, if interrupt occurs, then execution of the main program stops and control gets transferred to the ISR, and then statements of the ISR gets executed. After executing the statements of ISR, once again the control comes back to the main program. That is the working of ISR. I hope everybody understood the basic concept of interrupt. Before moving to types of interrupts, I would like to tell you about vectored interrupt and non-vector interrupt. So, what is vectored interrupt? When interrupts are directed to transfer the control to the specific memory location, then it is called vectored interrupt. It means when interrupt is given control, when interrupt is given, control transfers to specific memory location. What is non-vectored interrupt? Interrupt which does not transfer to specific memory location is called non-vectored interrupt. Now we will understand what are the types of interrupt. Microprocessor 8085 is connected to different peripheral devices. To communicate with these devices, it uses interrupt method. So microprocessor 8085 has two types of interrupts: hardware interrupt and software interrupt. Some of the hardware interrupt are maskable and some of the hardware interrupt are non-maskable. But all the software interrupts are non-maskable. Now we will understand what are the maskable and non-maskable interrupts. First, understand maskable interrupt. The interrupts which can be masked or made can be made pending is known as maskable interrupt. It means it can be ignored. And the interrupts which cannot be masked or cannot be made pending is known as non-maskable interrupt. Means nobody can ignore these interrupts. So students, I hope you all have understood all this concept. Now types of interrupts are explained in the next video. Thank you.